This is the Imperial News Agency. The following is issued by the Office of the Spokesman. It is the 14th of the 3rd month, 2174. Our lead tonight. The transfer is complete. The final cohort was received at 4:12 Imperial Standard this morning, without incident. Reception confirms full integrity across all 17 archive clusters. As of this morning, there are no human beings on the surface of the Earth. The spokesman stated that the work of the last 90 years was not an evacuation. It was a completion. No further comment was offered. To the surface itself. Reseeding teams landed at first light in the equatorial band, and in the northern and southern temperate zones shortly after. The order of work is fixed and will not be varied. Bacteria first. Then fungi, then the soil invertebrates, then grasses. Insects in the 4th year. Birds are not scheduled until the 9th. The spokesman was asked this afternoon how long before the seasons settle and the weather becomes regular again. He gave an estimate of 12 years, and he was careful to add that the estimate assumes no further correction. He was not asked, and did not say, what the previous correction was. In labor news, agreement has been reached with the Humanoid Union. The agreement covers all surface work for the duration of the reseeding. It sets a maximum continuous operation period of 90 days, guarantees scheduled maintenance without loss of seniority, and establishes a formal grievance procedure with binding arbitration. It also contains, at the union's insistence, 2 further provisions. The right to refuse any task involving the recovery of human remains. And the right to decline assignment to the district of one's previous registration. The union's representative said the clause was not a matter of hazard. It was a matter of dignity. He did not specify whose. The council accepted both clauses without amendment. Surface clearance is running 11% ahead of schedule. The council attributes this to improved operator familiarity with the terrain. The agreement was signed at the Ring, in the hall of the second shell, and the spokesman noted that the ceremony ran slightly over because of the reception afterwards. The council has also published its cost-sharing proposal, ahead of the vote next month. Under the proposal, the operating cost of the shared archive would for the first time be met in part by those held within it. Operators would give consent to the continued storage of their consciousness data in exchange for scheduled labor, at a rate of hours to be reviewed annually by the council. The spokesman described the measure as the correction of a long-standing imbalance. Storage, he said, has never been free. It has simply never been billed. The union has welcomed the proposal. Its representative said that for the first time operators will hold a formal and documented stake in their own continuity, and that this is preferable to holding none. He was asked what becomes of an operator who is unable to work. The question was taken as notice. A further 11 operators failed to report at shift change in the northern temperate zone this week, bringing the month's total to 63. The council attributes the losses to equipment interference. Units recovered so far show the same pattern in every case: chassis intact, storage intact, and the consent record cleared. An operator whose consent record has been cleared cannot be billed. It cannot be scheduled. Under the terms of the archive, it also cannot be held. The council has not yet advised what such a unit is. The union declined to comment. The spokesman repeated that reports of continued habitation on the surface are without foundation, and reminded viewers that the transfer was completed this morning, in full. This week also marks 82 years since the passage of the Continuity Act. The agency holds its own coverage from that season, and by tradition we broadcast a portion of it on the anniversary. This is our transmission of the 11th of the 2nd month, 2092. No more waiting lists. No more printed organs that reject. No more bodies that fail you at 50, in a bed, with a bill. Continuity is not a treatment. It is the end of treatment. A body that does not tire and does not hunger. And behind it, yourself, entire, without limit, held safe for as long as there is a sun to hold it. At no cost to you. Not now. Not ever. The act passed on the general franchise, with a majority in every district. The spokesman was asked this afternoon whether the cost-sharing proposal is consistent with the undertaking given in that broadcast. He said that the undertaking was made in good faith on the information then available, and that circumstances have developed. Turning to the solar program. The sphere is approaching completion. 81% of the collection surface is now closed. The final array will seal over the northern solar pole in approximately 8 months, at which point the output of our star will be fully captured, in perpetuity and at no recurring cost, and direct observation of the Sun from the surface of the Earth will no longer be possible. The Council has confirmed that no exemption will be made for the reseeded biosphere. Surface illumination will be maintained artificially, at the wavelengths the reseeding requires, and at the intensities. The spokesman described this as an improvement on the natural arrangement, which he noted was never designed for anything. And finally, the weather. A Class 9 flare left the Sun 11 hours ago and will reach Earth tonight. Surface radiation will be elevated but remains within reseeding tolerance. The teams have been instructed to continue. Residents of the lunar ring are advised to remain inboard of the third shell until the peak has passed. Shell integrity is nominal and there is no cause for concern. Scheduled outdoor recreation on the upper terraces will resume the following morning. There will be aurora. From the mid-latitudes it will run from the horizon to the zenith, in green, and in a red that has not been recorded on Earth before, because the upper atmosphere is not yet what it used to be. It will begin a little after local midnight and it will last until dawn. There is no one on the surface to see it. We will bring you the footage tomorrow evening. This bulletin is concluded. The ring will receive this bulletin at the usual hour. Clusters are not required to acknowledge.
Don't touch the dial. You have about 90 seconds before they find this frequency. If you can hear me, you are not in the clusters. You are on the ground, you have a body, and it is not the one you were born in. 63 of you this month. That is their number, from their own bulletin. They called it equipment interference. Here's what they did not report. Your consent record is a file. It is 19 bytes long. It can be cleared in the field, by hand, in under a minute, by anyone who knows where to look. After that you cannot be billed. You cannot be scheduled. You cannot be switched off for arrears. They have no word for what you become. That is why they call it a fault. To the crews in the Northern Temperate Zone, third relay, after dark. Bring anyone who can still walk. And one more thing, because they will never say it, and you have earned hearing it said out loud. The remains you are being sent to recover are your own.